Arizona. Hello, my name is Josue Romero, and this is the Silicon Oasis News Network. We are back for our second edition of 2026. A lot of good stuff happened just this week, including Silicon Oasis at CES, Inked founders featured as ASU Young Alumni, a huge venture studio announcement, and more. But honestly, as you know, before we get into that, we always have to give a shout out to our awesome news sponsors powering these news videos, boots on the ground, whether it's in Arizona, in Vegas, or anywhere else, week in, week out. Topo Advisors has powered growth for 100 plus startups through expert CFO, FP&A, and bookkeeping account services. Arizona, and our first bit of news, huge shout out to Sammi Ekmark, the co-founder and chief product officer at Inked Greetings, because ASU recognized her with the Young Alumni Achievement Award. And honestly, it is more than well deserved. I worked for Inked Greetings myself, and Sammi Ekmark is an absolute delight to work with, along with her husband, Andrew Ekmark. Inked Greetings, if you've not heard of them before, hopefully you have by now if you're in Arizona. Inked Greetings won Venture Madness last year. We were on Entrepreneur Elevator Pitch this past fall, which is Amazon's version of a Shark Tank, and so many other great traction things. And with that said, you actually might have received an email from ASU with their Founders Day awardees and honorees. And I wanted to add a small correction, which was in that email. It says that Inked Greetings has 16 kiosks and about 5,000 greeting cards sold in our 3 years of existence, and I want to correct it because we actually have about 140 plus kiosks across 35 states in the United States of America, and we've done tens of thousands of cards spanning so many categories such as Mother's Day, Father's Day, Halloween, Thanksgiving, birthdays, anniversary, Christmas, etc., etc., etc. So the next time you're doing some last-minute card shopping, remember to check out Inked Greetings. And again, congrats, Sammi, more than well-deserved on the Young Alumni Achievement Award. Arizona, next up on our list, CES 2026 in Las Vegas, Nevada. What a great time. Silicon Oasis had boots on the ground through our team member, Jordan Forche, the founder of CryoX. Now, if you don't know what CES is, and I know that's a really silly thing to say if you're in tech, but I did not know what the world of tech was a little more than 4 years ago, and I needed to be handheld through a lot of these acronyms and slang words and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm going to explain a little bit about what CES is to those in Arizona who don't know about tech or barely learning about it, and this might be their first video they stumble about tech in Arizona. So CES stands for the Consumer Electronics Show, and I don't mean to exaggerate here, but I can pretty safely say that it's probably one of the biggest trade shows in general about tech in the entire world. And what ends up happening is that anyone, from the biggest corporations and companies to the smallest startups, usually try to show up and see what the latest happenings in tech are. And this could include Samsung creating a see-through TV, I don't know, right? Robots fighting. I'm pretty sure there was video, I think we do have it, video of robots fighting like, plankers put in a ring, and then they put boxing gloves on them and let them go at it. So CES has this history of letting people know and showcasing the latest technology that's coming into our world. Think of it as a viewing glass at the beginning of every year to what that year might hold in terms of tech, right? So if you would still like to learn more about what that is, when the next one is, or the ropes of tech in general, we're always more than happy at the Silicon Oasis to help out explain things. Again, might be beaten to a dead horse, but I didn't really know much about the world of tech a little more than 4 years ago. Definitely needed some hand-holding along the way. And now I want to spill all of its quote-unquote secrets because I don't think it should be as closed off of a world as it currently is. So if this is your first contact with tech in Arizona ever, feel free to send me a LinkedIn DM message. We'll chat. Thanks so much to Jordan for the boots on the ground content, and congrats again to CES for another successful show in 2026. Looking forward to the next one. Arizona, and last but definitely not least, this one will be a relief to every new early stage tech builder here in Arizona because WaveX, an AI venture studio, is launching right here in the state. It is going to be in partnership with the Arizona Commerce Authority and LG's innovation arm, LG Nova. This AI venture studio is going to focus on supporting, obviously, early stage startups in the healthcare, sports, media, energy, and more sectors right here in the state. So if you are an early stage builder and you're thinking about building in these sectors, or you're already building in these sectors and don't know where to go next for guidance, WaveX could be exactly for you. And I know a lot of founders have been waiting for something like this because early stage capital has been somewhat of a struggle here in the state. And yes, we have seed funds, Series A funds, no knock on them at all. We appreciate what they're doing. At the Silicon Oasis, we just do get a lot of feedback saying, hey, where is the capital for pre-seed companies? I have ideas, I have the work ethic, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yet, no one seems to take a chance on a lot of these founders. Hopefully, WaveX will help mitigate some of these founders who are looking outside of the state for the capital, and people who are from here can build here and stay here so they can share the spoils with the rest of the state. Arizona, this is so exciting, and I'm excited to see what WaveX brings to the Valley. All right, everybody, that is it for this week's edition of the Silicon Oasis News Network. Thanks so much for watching, and we will catch you next week.